Good morning. I just wanted to check in and say hello. I'll be honest with you, friends. I'm having a difficult morning. Yesterday was so wonderful. It was. It really was. But by the end of the day, dude, I was just really dealing with some difficult feelings inside of my own soul, dude. And so I just wound up feeling so sad and heartbroken, you know? And when I woke up this morning, I was like, okay, I have to go. I have to go and get my processing started early, okay? And I could just feel it in my soul, dude. It's going to be another big day of processing. It just is what it is. Like, I don't know what's on my path for the future. I don't. I do know that I'm still going to be me. Whatever happens, I'm still going to be me. And so I find a lot of comfort in that, right? I know that I'm going to continue to check in with myself and work through my big feelings, both like happy feelings, feelings of joy, and feelings of sadness and heartbreak. Because I've done that before. This person that I am presenting to you, this is who I've been, dude, since I was a teenager, really. Really, even as a kid, but it just changed along the way. But I did once I got married, and I was trying to figure that relationship out. Really, so much of my focus went into trying to fix it. And so I stopped, dude. I stopped checking in with myself because I was in so much pain. And I felt so overwhelmed by it. And I completely disappeared. I disassociated completely. Like, I did not want to feel. I didn't want to think. I didn't want to be connected to my own self. Because the thing is that, my sort of feeling was divorce is not an option. Some of it was just me being in denial. This is my friend. I mean, one thing I can say about my previous relationship, my previous connection, is that we were friends. And so, yeah, that friendship changed over the years, and there was a lot of disconnection that happened even in the friendship. But I think the thing that I'm looking at in this moment is the disconnection that I had within my own self, my friendship to myself. And I'm in a place now where I feel like determined to never do that again, to never lose myself again. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know what is on my path, including that. Will I lose this connection to myself? I hope not. Even though it may sound to you like, oh, what a dreadful life she's living, dude. To be so connected to the emotions. No, I find a lot of comfort in it. Essentially what it is that I'm living a life of continually finding the self-soothe, right? Even on a day like today where I am feeling so much, and I'll be 100% honest with you, it's sadness. That is today, dude. But I know that as I go along my day, I'll continue to process, and I will eventually get to self-soothe. And that's important because regardless of whether if I take these emotions on or if I ignore them, they're still inside of me. And my thinking is, I don't want these feelings to stay inside of me long term. Right? Even thinking about that previous connection of mine, like, there were good things about it. There were heartbreaking things about it. I don't regret anything, dude. There was a lot of sweetness in there too. There really was. And so I don't regret it. But I've worked so much of it out. Right? And so even in those moments where I am acknowledging that there was sweetness, is there any part of me that goes, I'm going to go back to that connection? No. Right? Because I've done all this work to mourn it, to work it out of my system, and so I can have a different perspective on it, right? There are still times where I look at something that happened in that connection and I feel all of these difficult emotions. It's not as common, it's not as often anymore. But again, even when I'm acknowledging the sweetness of it, we were friends since we were kids, So I can thank it. I can thank the moment. I can thank the person. I can thank the friendship. I can thank the sweetness. I can thank the difficulty, and I can let it go. And that's my goal with all of this processing. These things that are making me feel sad today, my wish, my desire is to let them go. It doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen on its own. I mean, I could numb. I could and pretend that those feelings have been worked out of my system, but they'd still be there. Right? And so when I try to move on and have new experiences, they would still be there haunting that new experience. Even if I wasn't acknowledging it for what it was, It's about pretending, and I'm not interested in pretending, dude, not ever again. Not in any way, and not for any fucking body. And so this continual working things out of my system, it's essentially me going, I need to stand on my own. I need to be strong on my own. Is it about a hyper independence? Is it about not needing anyone? No, dude, I know who I am. I know the softness inside of me. I know the sweetness inside of me. I know the love inside of me. I know those things about me. I don't need any other person to know. But when I come across the right person, that person, it's important that that person know. And so yesterday I was talking about how, when we do this sort of processing, we need to have a certain amount of fearlessness, right? To acknowledge it's okay. Whatever is inside of me, I'm going to accept it as being true and sincere, authentic to who I actually am, even if it's not exactly what other people in this world are. Even if I'm different in some way, I'm going to accept myself and then work it through. Right? And if I'm lucky, I'm going to come across a person who I can gift that to, that honesty, who I can trust. Right? I know they're not going to come around and hurt me with it in some way. Right? And then that person can reciprocate and trust me to that same degree that they would be completely and honestly themselves. And that is what I am holding out for. There's something in me that is so fucking determined. I don't want just a connection, dude. You can find a connection. You can find, they're every fucking where, dude. I'm not interested. I'm holding out hope, for the right person. I'm holding out hope that there is a right person in this fucking world. And again, I don't have any control over it. I don't know that there actually is a right person. Right person, right time, right circumstance. I don't know. But my determination is not to compromise my own convictions, you know? Anyway, I have a long day of processing ahead of me, and I have work to get done, and errands to run, and life. Life doesn't stop just because you're having a difficult moment. And I understand that this recording may be an overshare, but that's what this is, okay? If you're following along on the ride, dude, overshares are a part of it. They're just true to me, so I'm not gonna fight it. And so whatever you can get out of it, even if it's just entertainment, and you're like, oh my god, well, this person, the fuck. But I hope it's more than that, dude. If you have some of that, that's fine, dude. I take zero offense. I'm putting this out there. It's not compulsory. But I hope that there's some grain of something, dude. Truth, insight, honesty, I don't know, that can be useful to somebody. Anyway, until next time.